Well, hello friends. Today we are going to continue what we were working on yesterday with Visual Builder code generation stuff, except today we're going to make use of it instead. So I figured I would take this font editor application here and remake it using the Visual Builder, and then we're going to take the generated form code and integrate that into font editor so that this app here is a Visual Builder generated UI app, basically. That's the basic idea. So the first thing here that we're going to have trouble with is these two custom widgets. There's this guy here who's like a glyph editor map, and then or glyph editor widget, and then this guy here is like a glyph map widget. These are custom G widgets that are only exist in the font editor application. So I'm going to have some special solution for integrating with like your own custom widgets. But we're just going to start with the general layout of the thing, and then we'll customize it as we go. Basically, that's the idea here. So let's just try to recreate this thing. You know, we can maybe use these as placeholders for the for these things. So let's just put here. We can say that this is the glyph editor, and we're also going to want a placeholder for the glyph map over here, I guess. So, or actually, now that I think about it, it might make more sense to leave this part alone, and then we'll only make a layout for this stuff here, and we'll build the form that way. Yeah, let's do that instead. So then we'll be starting with this guy. And it's this thing here. And I guess that's something, I don't know. Maybe it would be helpful to look at what these things are currently called. Oh, that didn't go well. Let's look at what these things are currently called over here. And if we look at the font editor, where did we set this up? G label, info label. Wait, no. Which one is which? Where do we do, like here? Oh, it is info label. Okay. So I guess we can just simplify by reusing these names. And then maybe just for simplicity, we'll do something like that. And then we want this demo label over here. So what's that called? Demo label 1 and demo label 2. So these guys are going to want to be over here. Demo label 1. And oh wait, that didn't work out. And demo label 1 like that. And let's make another one. So this is actually like the very first time that I'm trying to make a UI in Visual Builder that I'm actually going to use. So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes. Okay, and then demo label 2, demo label 2. Maybe make these not quite as tall. Maybe we can shape them together like that. Yep, that's cool. Okay, and then over here we want something to say. I mean, this thing can just be like a placeholder. We should probably have generic or generated names for everything so that we don't get collisions. So actually, maybe we should make like a list of things that we want to fix as we go here. Where's my, where the heck is my tomboy? You did not take away my tomboy. Oh, jeez. Tomboy, come back. Why did I install the new Ubuntu? This is just, things not working right. Well, I'll just get Gnote. I just need some kind of note taking. I guess I can use an editor for it, but I like to have this note looking app. Okay, come here, Gnote. No, not yet. Come on. Oh, look, it imported all of my Tomboy stuff. That's cool. Maybe Gnode is Tomboy and I'm just behind the times. Okay. So, generate names for to do VisualBuilder form compiler. So generate auto-generated names for all new widgets to avoid collisions. Okay. Oh, and we also want generic widget, gwidget with custom class name. I'm not gonna like actually implement all these things right now. I'm just writing them down so that I don't forget. Because, you know, as we try to use this thing, we're gonna discover stuff that we need to fix. Okay, so this one should be, yeah, the placeholder is fine here, but it should say glyph width. Bigger. Oh, and it should be left aligned, but I can't edit the alignment here. I'm not exposing the alignment property. Expose alignment property on labels. Actually, I think it's called text alignment. So that's something we have to fix. And okay, and then we put the little spin box. That. Is that good? I mean, we're gonna have to do some manual tweaks when we load up this UI, but we're gonna get the main stuff into place. That's the idea here. So what's this thing called? Spinbox. We call that guy the width spinbox. Cool. And then we have like a little group box. Somewhere here, and should go font metadata, and it should have a little text box in it. And I should be allowed to make it a single line text editor. Suppose single line ness. Text editor widgets, but we can set that up in when we construct the UI programmatically. I mean, like when we invoke the UI construction stuff. And then we need a fixed width thingy. Okay, come on. This the form editor stuff is pretty good, but like it's a little bit like it doesn't feel quite right to grab at the widgets and like resize them. You need to make it a little more fudge friendly, I think. So what did we call this checkbox? It's called fixed width checkbox. Okay. Oops. So fixed width, and let me just put you back in place. Fixed width checkbox. Okay. And then we want, I guess the thing down here is like the save path. So this is really weird. We should, I made this this app was made like the second app I ever made, I think. So it existed before there was like toolbars or save dialogues or file pickers or anything. So this is the path you save to, and you click save to save. It should obviously work differently later on, but we'll start by just re-implementing things the way that they are, and then we can take it from there. So let's see, this one, what do we call this? Path text box, right? Path text box, and you can have no text in him, that's fine. And then we just need some buttons. We need a save button down here. Should just say save. Oh, that's so weird how it jumps like that. Something's not right. Save, that's just called save button. And maybe you should have a friend. Maybe he should be a bit wider actually. And maybe his friend should be shaped the same as him. Plop, like that. Maybe we'll put them like this and grow them like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Quit. This one we call quit button. I mean, that is quite imperfect though, so maybe we should. Okay, and maybe not quite so tall. That's not tall enough. Like that. Okay, so let's see. What do you want, phone? Okay, well, not right now. Maybe put these a little bit to the side, condense the whole thing. Let's see, are we sort of on target? Put you a little bit to that side, you too. Yeah, I think maybe we have a rough idea here. Okay, so let's make sure we save it. And oh, actually, just what happens if you dump form? I'm just curious. Oh, it comes out here. It's old school format. So let's see what we have in TMB form firm. So this is the thing that we're going to be using. This is the output that we're going to be building from. So now we can just exit and make a mount point. I don't know why I always remove it. I think maybe my scripts remove it. And then we'll grab the form firm from here, and we'll put it in applications, font editor, font editor, what do we call this? Because it's not the whole widget, it's like, it's almost the whole widget. Font editor, UI, bottom UI. We can just call it, yeah, like it doesn't have to be the best name in the world. We'll do that. Okay, oh, and we should have unmounted. Oops. Okay, now let's go to the font editor thingy here. So now we have this guy. And before we forget, let's do this. Okay, so let's see if we can compile this thing using our form compiler that we wrote yesterday. Okay, so it gives us this. I see here that we forgot to set the name on something on the text editor. Maybe we will just hack that right quick text box, empath text box, yeah, so we're just gonna hack that in there. Text editor. Where are you? I don't have a name. Oh, name null, right? Empath text box. Oh, not empath. Path text box. But now we have two of them, so I already had path text box. Name text box, that's the one I wanted. Okay. Right, so this is our UI generator thingy. It's called form1. I guess we can change that too, actually. So we're gonna have a little bit of tweaking like this in the beginning here until we get the tools to where we want them to be. Allow setting a different form name. Right, so form1 what do you want to call it? Font editor bottom UI. Okay, so what would that look like? UI, font editor bottom UI. Yeah, I mean, it's a goofy name, but it'll work. Okay. Or font editor bottom. Maybe just like that is fine. And we'll get UI in the front. Important stuff being decided here. Okay, I think that's good. So let's try to integrate this sucker. This font editor bottom. We'll put you into UI font editor bottom.h. And then we will just include that here, I guess. Like that. And then the trick is going to be that we're going to actually font editor bottom. We're going to have a pointer to this thing here, so we'll call it MUI. But it's just forward declared, so we don't include the thing in the header. And actually it's a struct, I guess. But that's not so important what kind of thing it is. The important thing is that we forward declare it and make an on pointer for it, so that then we can instantiate it like this. UI font editor bottom. Okay, so now this thing here is going to have these widgets that we want. And they should be all slapped into a container widget. So then we should be able to just take that container widget and add it to this widget. So that would be add child, I guess. MUI main widget. Wait, how do you add a child? I guess I've never done this with I haven't used this API this way before, but because I always do this, like I pass a parent to the constructor, so the widget becomes parented that way, but now I'm actually like constructing these things in here, and then I'm adding this guy to his parent here, but this will work. Okay, and then we should be able to get rid of a lot of things. So mname text box instead becomes, and it instead becomes MUI name text box, like that. And the font box, I mean, we don't have to construct it, we just have, and we don't have to set the relative rect. All we have to do is logic. Okay, so then fixed width checkbox, we don't have to construct, and it will instead be called MUI fixed width checkbox, like that. Don't set the rect. Okay, in the path text box. Oh, notmpath text box, right? I hope that all of this is going to make sense. Save button. So like that. And get rid of you. Get rid of you. Probably, I'm going to get much better at this. This is the first time, so bear with me. Just put auto there, that would look nicer. Okay, and then the info label. Yeah, the alignment, we're going to do the alignment here, which is what I was talking about before, that we have no way to change the text alignment in the VisualBuilder right now, but we're just going to keep this line of code here, but in the future this should go away when this can be specified in VB instead. Okay, so then it's MUI like that. Okay. guess we had a few more places that we were using it, so like that. Okay. And the width label, I guess it's just the same here. UI width label. No, that's not what it was called. Width. Shit, what was the width label? It says, oh, it's just a thing that says glyph with colon. It's this guy. So we don't need to do anything about him. We can just delete the whole thing. Okay, and the width spin box is going to be a bit more interesting because that's used in a bunch of places. So we'll do that, and then we don't need to capture this guy anymore because we can get to him through this. So this actually cleans up this function quite a bit because all of these lambda callbacks here, callback lambdas or whatever, they all had to capture pointers to widgets. But now that we sort of gather up all of the different widgets that we create, we gather them up in this UI struct, and that's really handy because then we can just get at them that way. We don't need to keep stuff around manually like that. We still have these two. These are the custom widgets, but we'll have a solution for that at some point too. Probably not in this video, but eventually. Okay, so now let's do the demo label. Start by removing that stuff. Demo label 1, demo label 2. Okay. Oops. That would just be like that. Oh wait, something there didn't go right. Wait. Oh, why does it say box down here? I'm not paying attention. Okay. And then demo label 2 should just be MUI demo label 2. Okay, and then these captures here are stupid, so let's do it that way. And is that the whole thing? Okay, well this didn't work. So why are we failing? We can't call ggroupbox without a title. Okay, well that's an oversight. We should definitely allow that. So let's see, we should allow you to create a group box with just a parent. And put explicit so that nobody accidentally casts this thing. And then we can use a delegating constructor here. We'll just do this ggroupbox. Widget parent. Like that. Okay, and now we need to also allow constructing a text editor with no type. So what we really want is for those things to be text boxes, not text editors. Maybe that's the obvious thing, because the text box, I'll show you gtext box. It's just a wrapper or a simple subclass of gtext editor. And when you create a gtext box, then he just constructs a text editor with a single line mode. So this is the thing that we want to use in this app anyway. So maybe we can just hack the form file here and do that. And we'll try again. Holy moly, we basically built. Except we're gonna need to do a libgui rebuild to get that new ggroupbox constructor. But I am very curious to see how this is gonna work out. All right, let me just close the window. Okay. Bracing for impact. editor. And not as well, it didn't go as well as I was hoping. Oh shit, yeah, and I know why, because we are not, we're not making this thing have any sides when we add it. So we add the main widget, but we don't actually shape the main widget. So we gotta set relative rect, I guess, I don't freaking know, like x5, y 110, I don't know how wide, 300 by 200. I don't know. I don't remember how big this thing is. Let's just try it out. All right, come here, buddy. Ooh, look at that. So we're not quite tall enough, and these things are a little off, but you can interact with them. And if we change the font here, then the J changes down here. Oops. Okay, okay. So we definitely need to tweak this UI a little bit. So let's see how we do that. So first thing, let's do this. And I guess we can actually, we can do it this way. We just copy this into my home directory, and sync and run. Although now that it says gtextbox, I wonder how this is going to work, if it's going to be able to load the thing. I did not like that. VB font editor bottom firm. Yeah, he doesn't like this. Okay. So, I mean, we can actually tweak it in here. Should try to do a little more things in here sometimes. So let's see. Oh Jesus, no word wrap, and we have to edit on a single line. Okay, gtextbox. Wait, it already said gtext editor. Oh, it's this test firm. Oh, there are multiple firms. Oh shit, yeah, that's why I was screwing up the other thing. Okay. No, this is too annoying to edit this way. Implement text editor line wrapping. Should do that at some point. Okay, so let's see, gtext box. We'll just change this back to editor. Okay, and okay, it loaded. Great. Colors look a bit off, but it doesn't matter. This doesn't seem right at all. I'm loading. What's tooltip property value? That's clearly not right. Maybe we should set autofill to false on these guys. I think that might make more sense generally. And then of course they have the stupid color because we don't do color parsing, so they get loaded with black as the background color. Anyways, let's see. Wait, so how did this thing actually look when we tried to run it? I guess we can just pick it up like this. So the spin box doesn't show up. That's a problem. And then we wanted to move these guys to the right. They're probably way too wide. So let's do it like that. I'm gonna just do it like this, maybe like that. And what else? Maybe move this up a notch. Oops. Let's take everything else along with it. Yeah. Maybe they should be closer together, actually. Okay. Something like that. Maybe these guys are on the tall side. Where are you? Y40, Y40, Y15, Y15. That's good. Okay. Okay, so let's say mount. Then this would be form. Applications. Okay, and now. Oh wait, hold on. G text editor. Yeah, so we'll just hack it back here, and hopefully we don't have to do this over and over. G text editor. Oh right. It doesn't have to become perfect in this video right now, but it would be cool if we could at least get to a good place. Oh shit. To a goodish place. Oh, and the spin box is here. That's why things are weird. Why are you here, spin box? Spin. Because we're calling set relative rect on it. That's why. So let's not do that. Cool. These things should be a little bit wider. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna hack them here with 226. We'll just change that to 276. And we'll do a rebuild. Still a little too cumbersome to bring up the editor, or to bring everything up just to tweak something like that right now. That did not work out the way I expected. 276. Okay, I have no idea what I did. Oh, it's 2776. Anyways, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a good summer. I'm having a pretty good summer. Still not wide enough. Okay, well, we can make it bigger. Or no, it's not that it's not wide enough. It's that the container widget is not wide enough. So how wide is this thing? It's 390 something. Okay. So we just have to take this guy here and make him, say, 380. And actually the width spin box range, we could set this up in the UI, in the editor, in the form. We could have edited that in the form. Spin box min, we have min here. Oh yeah, min should be that, and then max should be 32, right? Yeah, range 0 to 32. So we can actually get rid of that one too. So like the less stuff we have in the C++ setup code, the better. We want it, like ideally, would only be logic, right? As little UI setup and tweaking as possible. Can we go past 32? Oh, we can, actually. Why can't we do that? Wait, did I forget to max 100? Oh, I guess I just forgot to... I forgot to recompile the form. Okay, so this should definitely work. Tap, tap, tap. We are going to go all the way to 32 just because we can. And we can't go past it. And this makes me realize that if I hold this down, I would like it to repeat. Holding down mouse on a button, e.g. in a spin box. Make the number go up, up, up. Okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do at all. Okay, well, this is really awesome, actually. But where are the buttons? I guess we're not big enough for the buttons, so we need a little more space there too. Wow, I totally forgot about the buttons. Okay. There's the save button. Where the heck is the quit button? Oh, shit, we're still setting his relative rect. Yeah, as I was saying, like, I'm not good at this kind of thing yet because we are just now discovering how this works. Okay, so now the window needs to be a little bit taller to accommodate. Shit, I should have remembered exactly how tall I made it there. So let's do it again and just make a note of it. So I guess something like that. 342 pixels. Font editor main. Instead of 325, we make you 342. I think this is going to put us basically to the place where we want to be. And look at that. Very cool. And does the quit thing work? Yes, it does. All right, so let's turn this into some commits. So I guess first thing is we should get rid of the font editor bottom UI.form because we changed that name a long time ago. Okay. Oh, actually, reset head. Let's do the libGUI change first by itself. So that would be ggroupbox allow constructing ggroupbox allow constructing these without an initial text. Okay, and then we have a whole bunch of stuff. Now we want to put something in the make file so that it can know how to generate this thing. So let's see, what did I do in the Hello World 2 app thing that I did yesterday? Right. So font, let's put this down here. Font editor, that's VP, depends on UI font editor bottom.h, and this is based on font editor bottom.form. And yeah, we're gonna need to make this nicer somehow. I'm not sure how yet, so we're just gonna do it this way in this video, but this needs some, there needs to be a way in the build system that it would recognize these form files and know what to do with them and whatever. Because we're gonna have more of these things. Okay, so can we just do that? Make clean, make. Nothing to be done for font editor CPP. Is that because it just became the default target or something? How does this work? I'm always confused about this type of thing. Yeah, there we go. So make clean. Yeah, we need to, how does that work? I was thinking when we clean, when we need to throw away this generated guy as well, but I don't want to mess with build system too much right now, so we're just going to do it this way. And then we will have a git ignore file. We'll do something like that. Okay, now let's see, git add. And then we can delete that thing. Font editor. Use port initial port to using VisualBuilder generated form UI. Okay. Here goes the first attempt at using VisualBuilder to create, to make an app UI. To make an application. Can I say UI? Does that make sense? Make an application. No. There are many features missing that we are gonna have to implement. Noticeably, custom widgets for the glyph editor and glyph map widgets, but this patch already moves most of the UI layout to a form file. Form file. Cool. Man, that is really, really neat. So yeah, I mean, it didn't turn into like a perfect replica of what we had before, but it's like, stop doing that. But it's close enough that that it's a decent enough starting point. And obviously, I would like this application to have a better UI. It's just that I've been like putting off working on it because I found these like this type of layout, you know, where you say where everything is, but you say it programmatically, like with C++ code. It's super tedious to build UIs that way. And actually, it was because of the font editor. I looked at this and I thought, wow, this is hideous. That was the whole reason that I started making the VisualBuilder. So like now we're like, I don't know, 3 months later or something like that, 2.5 months later. And I finally got to the point where I could replace font editor's UI with one made in VisualBuilder. So that's really cool. course, it wasn't exactly a smoothest process, and there's a lot of other stuff that we need to fix, but it still feels like a good milestone, so that's awesome. And I think that I'm gonna end the video here for today. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for hanging out with me while I continue this slightly crazy project. Yeah, I hope you saw something interesting here, and leave a like and a comment and share, subscribe, and all of those things, and I will see you guys next time.